Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got the same setup. We are continuing on with the Digimon Jumpstart decks, and this is the first blue deck that I built. Technically this is the last blue deck that I finished, because the initial blue deck that I had built, I was like, I need a theme for it, and I saw that blue-purple dual color, like opposite of Marine Angemon, and I was like, ooh, I want to try and build something around that. That'd be pretty neat. And so I made like a completely like evil sea deck kind of vibe, and I put Marine Devimon in it, I put Gesomon in it, and then I built all the other decks, and I looked at this one, and I was like, oh, this one's not going to work. It is going to be too underpowered. There's not a consistent theme going through it. So I had to tear it down, and I built this one instead. And you'll get an idea of exactly what it is with the Digi-Eggs, which we got 2 copies of Poyoyomon. This is a Jellymon half deck. It has the inherited ability of your turn once per turn. When an effect adds a card to your hand, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP for the turn. We got 2 copies of that. Then we go on to the Jellymons, which we are starting out with 3 copies of this Jellymon from BT13. 3 play cost, 0 evolution cost, 1000 DP. Has the evade ability and the inherited ability of, when attacking, trash the bottom Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. I don't like evade so much, but it's Jellymon, and I like the trashing some Digivolution cards, which is Blue's thing. Then moving on, we've got 2 copies of RB1 Jellymon, who's a 3 play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 1000 DP. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Jellymon in its text, and 1 Kirishiro among them to the hand. Place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. Inherited effect, your turn once per turn. When one of your effect trashes a card in your hand, gain 1 memory. So yeah, this one I didn't put more of in because we've only got 2 Kirishiros, and this was important to put in because it does allow you to do some more consistency for the deck, and it places them at the bottom of the deck. If it had placed them in the trash, I would have said no to a card like this, especially when you're splitting the color. It's not really worth it. But yeah, definitely needs to be in here. And then the final 2 Jellymon that we've got are from the LM set, which is a 3 play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 1000 DP. Start of your main phase, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1 card. Inherited effect, when attacking, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1 card. This one definitely needs to be in the deck. Again, you're getting that draw power that's going to help you, because again, we are splitting these decks into 2 separate colors, and they may not work together very well. So getting extra draw power, definitely going to be worth it. Now moving on to the first of the 5 champions. We have got 3 copies of the BT13 Tesla Jellymon. 5 play cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 5000 DP. When attacking, draw 1 card from your deck. An inherited effect, when attacking, trash the bottom Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Blue really likes to do that. I didn't focus that so much on this deck, but it does happen on occasion. And again, the draw power, definitely going to come in handy. Then we got 1 copy of the Tesla Jellymon from RB. 5 play cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 5000 DP. When Digivolving, if you don't have a Kirishiro, you may play 1 Kirishiro from your hand without paying the cost. Inherited effect, your turn, once per turn. When one of your effects trashes a card in your hand, gain 1 memory. Again, we only put 1 of these in the deck because we've only got 2 Kirishiros. So, doesn't make sense to put more than that in there, because at max we'll only be able to do that once, maybe twice. And I didn't want to put 2 of them in there and not be able to use both their effects, when there are better effects on other ones for the situation. Then we got the Tesla Jellymon from the LM set. 4 play cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 4000 DP. When attacking by trashing 1 blue card in your hand, this Digimon can't be deleted in battle for the turn. Inherited effect, when attacking, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1 card. I like this one a lot. It gives you a way to trash cards, and then it gives you a way to get more cards back. So, pretty good. Thinking about it, like, if I was going to make this one a bit better, I might up this to 2, trash one of the other Tesla Jellymons, but that's a thing that if I was optimizing the deck, I would do. In this case, I'm not looking to do that. Now we're moving on to the Ultimates. Starting off, we've got 1 copy of the BT13 Tesla Thesismon, 7 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 7000 DP. Hand main, if you have a Kirishiro, by placing 1 Tesla Jellymon from your hand as one of your Jellymon's bottom Digivolution cards, that Digimon may Digivolve into this card for a Digivolution cost of 3, ignoring the Digivolution requirements. Inherited effect, end of attack once per turn by returning 3 cards with Jellymon in their text from your trash as a bottom of the deck in any order, unsuspend this Digimon. I didn't want to put more of these in there because we've got a half deck again. Like, if we were playing with a full Jellymon deck, yes, I would have put this one probably at like 3 or 4. But because we cannot guarantee that we're going to get so many of those in the trash so fast, I had to put it down a couple spaces. The other 2 Ultimates that we got are the Thesismon from BT10. 7 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 7000 DP. When Digivolving, if you have 6 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. When attacking, once per turn, if you have 8 or more cards in your hand, by trashing 2 cards in your hand, unsuspend this Digimon. So this gives us the ability to trash more cards. There's no inherited effect, so that'll give us some memory if there's cards underneath it, and it will allow us to do some other fun stuff. Moving on to the Megas, we start off with the RB1 Amphibimon. This is the alternate art. I didn't want to use the alternate art, but this is the only one that I have, and I didn't feel like going online, purchasing another one, waiting for it to come in, etc., etc. This one works just fine. It is a 12 play cost, 4 Digivolution cost, 12,000 DP. When Digivolving or when attacking, you may trash up to 2 blue cards in your hand. For each one, trash any 1 card under one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamer. Then you may return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the bottom of their deck. All turns, once per turn, when one of your blue Digimon would be deleted by returning 3 cards with Jellymon in their text from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order, prevent its deletion. So again, we're getting to use those cards that we have trashed to keep some Digimon out, which is a great thing, especially in this split kind of format. And then the last Digimon we got is Amphibimon Ace. There's a deck which has a lot more aces in it. I think that they've got at least like 2, maybe 3 aces in the deck. It was really hard to build a deck with aces. I didn't want to focus on that, but this one has 1, 6 play costs, 3 Digivolution costs, 11,000 DP. Hand, counter, blast Digivolution. On player, when Digivolving, you may trash up to 4 blue cards in your hand. For each one, trash any 1 card under your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Then, return one of their Digimon or Tamers without cards under it to the hand. When attacking, by returning 3 cards with Jellymon in their text from your trash to the bottom of the deck, this Digimon gets security attack +1 for the turn. And then it's got the Ace Overflow -4, which it's cheap to get out, but once it leaves play, your opponent's going to get some extra memory. So that's a thing you got to be wary of. And it doesn't have an inherited effect, but none of these decks have level 7s, so don't have to worry about that. Moving on, we got the Tamers, and we got 1 copy of the RB1 Kirishiro, which is a 3-play cost. All turns, when one of your Digimon with Jellymon in its text or an opponent's level 5 or higher Digimon attacks, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, by suspending this tamer, draw 1 card. Your turn. When this tamer becomes unsuspended, gain 1 memory. Security, play this card without paying the cost. So this blue deck is very much like trying to draw a lot of cards. Like, that's what it's trying to do. Which is a newer kind of thing for blue as opposed to their old blue idea, which we'll look at with the other blue deck. Then we got the BT9 Kirishiro, which is a 4-play cost. Start of your turn. If you have 2 memory or less, set it to 3. Your turn. When you attack with a Digimon that has Jellymon in its name or is level 5 or higher, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, you may suspend this tamer to draw 1 card. Security, play this card without paying the cost. Again, giving you a lot of card advantage. Without playing any of the decks, this one is going to be fairly good because of how much draw advantage it's going to give you. At the same time, you're going to have to worry about going through your entire deck. Then we get to the option cards, and we're starting off with Ice Wall. For 1 cost, main, all of your opponent's Digimon gain, when attacking, lose 2 memory until the end of the next turn. Security, gain 2 memory. This is one where initially I had 2 copies in there, and before shooting these, I'm like, I need to check to make sure that all these decks are legal, because I don't want to make that mistake again. And this one is actually down to 1 copy, which is why I took out the second copy. It's only got 1 in the deck. I would have liked 2, but I understand why they restricted it, because like, if your opponent's got a full board and you play this down, like, every single one of them losing 2 memory when they attack, that could stall the game for them. Like, it could even make them stop attacking. If you pass that 1 memory, then like, if you had 0 memory, play that down. Now they're at 1 memory. If they attack with anything, immediately it will become your turn after that. That will shut their turn down for any big attacks they would have wanted to make. Let's put you back on the 3. The next option card we got is I'll Drag You Into the Depths. 1 play cost, main, all of your Digimon gain your turn when attacking an opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards. Delete that Digimon for the turn. Security, add this card to the owner's hand. This one's not going to pop off as often in a normal deck, but again, splitting the deck into 2 colors, it's going to make Digivolutions a little harder. And with that in mind, this one could pop off more often than one would think. Then, of course, we got Blue Memory Boost. Don't have to read it. We've seen what they all do. And if you want to read it, you can pause right now and read it for yourself. Then we've got 2 copies of Startling Thunder. 4 play cost, main, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to its owner's hand. Then if you have a Digimon with Jellymon in its name, or with Jellymon in its Digivolution cards, return one of your opponent's Tamers to the owner's hand. Security, activate this card's main effect. So this one is kind of slow them down a bit. I'm not doing it so much for the Digimon being popped back, but for the Tamers. Because popping those back, like, they'll have to repay for them. So even though this is a 4 pay cost, if the Tamer's 3 or even 4, you're getting maybe a -1 on memory. Possibly you're going even, and you still get to return one of the level 4 lowers to the hand. So that's a pretty good deal there. And every blue Digimon in this deck is a Jellymon, or should have Jellymon somewhere in its name, or in the cards. And then the final card we got is Plasma Decadra Launcher. 7 play cost. When you would use this card, if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, reduce the memory cost by 2. Main, return one of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon to the owner's hand. Security, return one of your opponent's Digimon to the owner's hand. This one, it's really going to only be a 5 cost, because in this weird format, again, I feel like there's going to be a lot of Digimon in both players' fields. So it shouldn't ever be more than a 5. And this way you can bring back their big beefy boy to the deck. Like, there's going to be 4 level 6s in a full deck, because each half deck has 2. So that should make it fairly easy for this one to pop off as well. There we go. That's the Jellymon deck. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. Before we head out, I have one of the tournament pack 9s that we can open. We could get Gabumon, Submarimon, Angemon, Shurimon, Patamon, or Gatomon. I would like to get Submarimon or Shurimon, because I think those alternate arts will look pretty cool. Even if the cards are not great, those ones would be neat. Gatomon would also be cool because it's part purple, which I do enjoy. Let's see what we can get. And we got Gabumon. Alright, 3 play cost, 0 evolution cost, 1000 DP. On play, trigger, draw 1 card from your deck. No inherited effect. This is all the way back from the first set. Artwork's alright. Probably not going to see too much use. But it's always cool getting some alternate arts. With that, we've finished this video. Again, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this half deck. If you enjoyed the video, give it a good old thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you haven't, please do subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. We upload videos on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And as always, until then, I will see you next time.